Hello. This is a supply and demand curve. So what it means is this line here shows how many people are willing to sell this goods or service at different prices, and this one shows how many are able to buy, willing and able to buy at various prices. And where the two cross, they're called market forces, and this is the market price. So whatever you sell, there's a market for it, and there'll be a market price determined by market forces. However, that's for a basic standard product or service, but you can differentiate what you do. Now, the interesting thing is that at that price, there's enough people selling and buying to clear up, make things balance each other. But what it ignores is the fact that up here, there are people who would have paid more for this item, this good, this service, but they haven't had to because that's the price. So it also means that if you had an offering that appeals to them, you could actually charge them more and get them to pay you more. And you can do that by having things like a cross sell, which is where you sell an extra product at the point of sale, an upsell where you sell larger quantities or amounts, or a membership scheme, for instance, if you're a service. You can have bundling in extra value. So you could have like free desserts if you're a restaurant, or free bottle of wine if you order a meal above a certain amount or come on a certain day. And you can also have differential pricing. So you can charge different prices for different things, different levels of service, gold, silver, bronze. You can even do what the airlines do. So you charge more for a window seat compared to a middle seat, for example. So there's lots of ways you can do this. But these four things, cross-sell, upsell, bundling, and differential pricing, the idea behind them is to get your average price up. So you haven't got to announce a price increase to your customers. You haven't actually put your headline price up, but you're increasing your average price. Now, if you just did that, you could get your revenue up by, say, 10%. So here, the starting point is 500,000 sales. We'll increase it by 10% to 550,000 because we do these things and we tap into this. It's called consumer surplus. These people willing to pay more. And that's fine. And what that will tend to do is because you're increasing your average price, you'll increase your gross margin. The gross margin is how much profit you make on every unit you sell, whether it's a good or service. Your overheads, they're your other costs. They're things like rent rates, wages, salaries, etc. They won't change because you're not incurring a larger scale of operation. You're just selling, well, you're getting more average price per everything you sell to each customer. So here, if you work the numbers out with that margin and those overheads, your operating profit would be 150,000 on 500,000 sales. If you can increase your revenue by 10% through these higher average prices, and you can increase your margin by doing that, which you will automatically, it would automatically go from 60 to about 64%. You'll end up increasing your operating profit by 50,000 from 150,000 to 200,000. And that's a 33% increase, which is brilliant. However, you'll probably get more than that by doing these things, because what you'll also find is people will buy from you more often because you're giving them more of what they want. You're targeting them rather than selling something that's bog standard. So they're not going to go and buy off other people. They'll buy from you. You've got the gold, silver, bronze, or whatever. So you're tailoring what you sell to what they want. So the odds are they'll buy more often, and in general, that's what will happen. And also, they'll probably stay with you longer and be more loyal and be more prone to buy from you than your competitors, because again, you're differentiating yourself and you're giving them more of what they want. So the odds are that you wouldn't just get, say, a 10% increase in your revenue. You might get more. So let's say it's 20%. So if that was what happened, then with the same numbers and the same margin, because this won't increase your margin, because all you're doing is you're selling more frequently and to more people who stick with you. So it won't increase your margin, so that will stay there. But your revenue will go up 10%, another 10%. Your overheads won't change. They shouldn't change significantly. So let's say they haven't changed. But your operating profit would now go from 150,000, more than 200,000, now to 34,000. And that's a 56% increase. So just by making these small changes to your pricing structure to actually target different customers or clients with what you think they might want and what they're prepared to pay, and it's called client differentiation or segmentation. It's called differential pricing. It's called cross sells, upsells. It's called bundling in extra value. Just doing those things can have a huge impact on your bottom line profit. I mean, this is very realistic. You could easily go from a certain level of profit to over 50% more by implementing these strategies. So if you want more information, let me know. If you want to make a comment on this presentation or add anything, feel free. And if you'd like some more instructional videos, go to bernardkeavy.com, which is my website. I hope you found that interesting and useful. I hope you apply it, and I hope you get these results. Thanks very much for watching.